We are back, yes guys, for yet another complete defending tutorial on EAFC 26. And you guys know how I get down with the defending tutorials. For those of you who are new, I break down every little detail, etc. from anticipation, showing the jockey techniques, when to proceed them and when not to. So if you want to become the best version of yourself in EAFC 26 and the best version in defending, yes, you I'm speaking to. Watch this video until the very end. Firstly, I want to get into the 4 jockey techniques, when to proceed them and when not to. And second, live gameplay examples where I'm going to dive deep on how I defend and show my mistakes, etc. Let's get into it. Let's get a ball rolling so you can improve your defending. Okay guys, pay close attention here to what I'm about to teach you guys. The 4 jockey techniques. The first jockey technique, pay close attention, is the accelerate and brake technique, which I learned from King Sani. This here, R2 is the accelerate button what you run with, then L2 is the brake button. This jockey technique is mainly used for anticipation. If your opponent is going to play a certain pass and you predict, you use this here. Okay, look here, you run into the space, R2, then L2 brake. You see R2, then L2 brake. Show you again. See R2, you try to predict where is he gonna go. Then L2 is a brake button. Look, then you stand your ground. R2, L2. You guys see, but you guys need to anticipate good. So this is mainly used for anticipation. Then we got the slow jockey, which is just L2 alone. You use this mainly in 1v1 situations and inside a box. Look, slow jockey. You guys see, mainly inside a box and in 1v1 situations. That's a slow jockey. Then we got the fast jockey. Let me just go here, retry. The fast jockey is mainly used outside a box. L2 and R2. Look, L2 and R2, and you move around. And pay attention to how I move my left stick. I move it in circular motion. You guys see, look at my left stick. I don't move my left stick like this here. You don't want to do this. You want to move it in circular motion so it moves smoothly. Look at a player's animation when I move it in circular motion. If I move like this, look how my player's moving. Even with a slow jockey. You guys see, I must move in circular motion. Not like this here. Not like us. Look how my player's moving, okay? So, that's that there. Now, another jockey technique, what I'm going to talk about, the 4th jockey technique, is the tap technique. You hold down L2 and you move and you tap what you call this, R2. You guys see, you can use this inside a box, outside a box. You guys see? Okay, now that's that there. Now the bonus jockey technique, what I want to teach you guys, you hold on L2 and R2, the fast jockey. Then all of a sudden, look here, L2 and R2. Then you let go of R2. Just watch and look how he stops. L2, R2, L2, R2, let go. You guys see? You guys must just try it out in that. It's a nice technique. L2, R2, you see him coming close, then you let go of R2. Just watch. It's just a change things in this game. L2, R2, let go. Then you guys see, look how my player dead stop. So those are the 4 jockey techniques, including the bonus. And that's here what I taught you, guys, with holding down L2 and pressing R2. This here is the tap technique, guys. Anyway, guys, if you guys learned something, smash a like. It helps out YouTube to push this video to many other people. And smash the subscribe buttons and stuff, guys. And turn on notifications. It'll be highly appreciated. Okay, now, guys, straight into the live gameplay examples. See you that side. Let's get straight into it and analyze the live gameplay examples. Okay, I'm the team in the black. There's one mistake I made here, and which I never basically do in that, guys. Okay, look here, I'm the team in the black. The first thing, when your opponent's in kickoff, you should use the offside trap. Press the, I think so, it's the bottom D-pad I'm not mistaken. And when you press the, say when your opponent is giving you his back, you press the offside trap. It's all about timing. And what this will do, it will push up all of your players to apply pressure on your opponent. So one, when your opponent's giving you his back, use the offside trap. Two, when your opponent's recycling the ball, use the offside trap. But please make sure to time it. Okay? Because yeah, I never do that. You guys must just watch. Look now, how am I defending, but no offside trap. See, there's a big defending secret I want to tell you guys. I'll tell you on later in the game. Okay, look there. I'm thinking ahead. I'm thinking what my opponent's going to do. It's all about anticipation. You guys see, look, I'm switching one way. And what I want to say, you want to defend with two defenders. That's how you must defend. See, look, I'm thinking what my opponent's going to do. You see, now the big secret, let me give it off to you guys. It's proactive defending. What is proactive defending? You're thinking ahead before your opponent make a move. You're making a switch and trying to anticipate where your opponent's going to go before he goes there. That's proactive defending. It's not reactive defending. Reactive defending is last minute when your opponent make a move. That's when you switch. And that way you won't be prepared to defend. And you always will be behind in your defending. Look, applying pressure on him, thinking ahead. That's a RS switch. Now look here, I'm running diagonally, which I will make a video separately. Look, I'm covering. Trying to cover this player, anticipate where my opponent's going to go. You see, and at the same time, you guys see, killing two birds with one stone. I'll make a video very, very soon on second man press. Look here. With this player here, I'm covering the passing lane to this player here of my opponent, and with this player here, I'm second man pressing. You see, killing two birds with one stone. Applying pressure on the ball holder and covering the passing lane. You guys see? And you guys will look what a hard time I give my opponent here. See, and another thing also want to tell you guys, okay, this is very important. Instead, you should do this here when you're defending. A lot of beginner players make this mistake. It's all about balance. You guys can chase the ball, but don't always chase the ball. You guys need to be passive and aggressive. Like, let's say this opponent, my player runs all the way here, and he's here. My player here. I'm chasing the ball, okay? Now, let's say there's nobody here, okay? Now, what happens? He's all the way here. Now, what happens is leaves a huge hole here. You guys see? So, do not chase the ball. Instead, you want to apply pressure and come back to cover that space. Be passive and aggressive. Don't just chase the ball. You guys see, look, I'm being proactive. I'm thinking what my opponent's going to do. But then there you see a big mistake I made with second man press. I pulled my CB out of position, which I will make a video separately on second man press very, very soon. Look, trying to think ahead. You guys see also, look, you guys don't want to overcommit the left stick. It's important you guys move it in motion, okay? And just watch my buttons when I use the accelerate and brake technique, etc. in a slow jockey. Like, look now. Look, slow jockey. Good anticipation. I managed to get a ball. Now you guys know the story. Safety. Getting the ball out. Safety. The ball's out. You guys see, you guys don't want to lose the ball in a wrong area. Okay, here, my opponent is trying to attack. What am I doing? And you see what defending. The moment you lose the ball, that's when you start defending, guys. See, there I switch to that player there. Second man pressing. See, going backwards. You see, you want to make sure you also check. This is important. You cover the space. You don't just focus and run after the ball because you will give your opponent too much of space to exploit. Okay, I anticipate where my opponent's going to go there. Okay, there. Almost got a ball. Now safety. You guys know the story. See, my opponent's applying pressure on me. You guys see, this is not the attacking video, but when your opponent is applying pressure on you, I will come out with a constant pressure video soon. Instead, you don't want to go towards him. You know what I'm saying? You want to go basically into the empty space. Empty space is king. Remember that, guys. Even in your half. Now safety. There I managed to get a ball out. Now again, I need to defend. You see, guys, remember this here. Your opponent he has 10 outfield players. So you need to watch the runners, which is very important. You know what I'm saying? You don't just chase after the ball. Look, I'm running diagonally. You see, The runners, it's important. I'm checking out the runners. So if I run in this particular space quickly as possible, he won't be able to make that pass. And remember, when your opponent goes backwards, that's a win for you. If your opponent recycles, just remember that. Look, if I never had to run with that player there, I'll never be able to anticipate that pass. So remember, it's all about being proactive in your defense, switching before your opponent makes the move. You know, you try to predict and read where your opponent's going to pass, which is very, very important. Look now, switch with my CB. And also in this game here, you want to be patient. You want to hold your ground. See, covering the runners. See, there again, proactive defending. I'm thinking ahead what my opponent's going to do. I switch to him. So if my opponent want to try and make a pass to him, you see where's my left stick pointing in that direction. And I'm using the fast jockey, which is outside the box, guys. So please, guys, consider all of this. See there, I closed the down net option. I'm switching again. You guys see, look how I'm keeping him busy. I'm making life hard for him. Now let's see what he does there. Okay, my players were a little bit out of position. Now let's see, I'm holding my ground. Okay, I'm using the slow jockey. Now let's see here. Can I never bring my players out of position? Holding my ground, being patient, holding my ground. There you see, and I'm second man pressing with one player. See, he got nowhere to go. Look, you want to defend in numbers also, guys. Look how I got him here. Look, one. That's a 3v versus 1v. You guys always want to defend in numbers, which is very, very important. Now look, he got nowhere to go. That's where he go backwards and he ended up losing the ball and I ended up winning the ball. Okay? I ended up losing the ball, but you see why? You see, if you lose the ball in your half, and let's say there's someone behind, that's okay. But try not to lose the ball in your half. And also, I want to tell you guys, remember something. Try not to lose the ball with your CBs. Look at a radar. Because if you lose the ball with your CBs, look at the space your opponent there has to exploit behind. You know what I'm saying? Look at the space and it's just your goalkeeper. And another thing also I'll give you guys, you don't want to lose the ball with your RBs, or with your RB, or with your LB. Because why? Your opponent will have the whole wing to exploit if you look here. You know what I'm saying? And space, they're going to kill it with a space. And you also don't want to lose the ball with your CDMs. Because imagine those are your key players in defense. CBs, CDMs, and fullbacks. You don't want to lose the ball with those players. If you understand what I'm saying. Please, guys, make sure you don't. See, running diagonally, giving my opponent a hard time. You guys see, I'm covering the options. I'm not giving him I'm not giving him free goals. He must work for his goals. See, being a little patient, waiting for him what to do. See, there I switched to that player, but you see, there I wasn't so proactive. Okay. Also, another thing, what I want to mention, guys, with the tackling here, we're also going to cover tackling. Look here. Now, I go in. I'll make a video separately, but then you guys see I'm holding down the slow jockey and I'm pushing my left stick in that direction where my opponent is going to get a ball. You see, the only time like you press the tackle button or use the fast jockey to get a ball, I'll make a video separately on that very soon. The only time like you tackle for a ball is when you head on with your opponent and the lining up of your player is head on with your opponent. You don't just press a tackle and your player is away from your opponent. That there is out of bad habits, and some of you guys do it out of frustration. So you don't want to do that. You see, I'm checking out the runners. I switch in time. You see, RS switching, those deep switches. So I'm checking him and he can't go anywhere because why? This player is right here. You see? Now let's see what he does. See, I'm running diagonally. I managed to get a ball. You guys see, switching in time, proactive defending. That's what you call proactive defending. Not reactive defending. Thinking ahead. Just want to see something here. You guys see, if you pay attention, at the L1 switch, and then it is switched to this player closest to the ball, like I explained to you guys. You see, that's when you L1 switch. When you right stick switch, it's for those deep switches. They managed to get a ball safety. You guys know the story. Now let's see here what I do here, okay? Trying to switch in time. You see, checking out the runners, going back. You see, I'm tracking the runners, which is very important. You know what I'm saying? I'm tracking my opponent's runners. If you're learning something so far, smash that like button. It helps out with YouTube to push this video to many other people. And subscribe to the channel. Turn on notifications so you'll be notified when I upload. Okay, now you see my opponent got the ball. You see, and I'm covering the space. I'm not just chasing after the ball. There I managed to get a ball there. You guys see? See, going back, you see second man press, I'm using it. See, I don't know what my opponent gonna do. That's why I'm running into the space. I'm waiting for my opponent to make a move. And you see I'm proactive in the switching. See, covering the passing lane and not just only switching with one player and defending with one player. Always defend with two players, guys. You guys see, covering that passing lane, switching again. You see, covering the passing lane and at the same time applying pressure. This is what the pros do. They don't want to give you time to think. Remember that. They don't want to give you time to think. They're applying pressure and also they're switching quickly, making that quick switches. Applying pressure, making that quick switches to cover passing lanes, applying pressure, and the same thing over and over, and they're trying to predict where you're going to go. They're using proactive defending, not reactive defending. You know, understand what I'm saying? They're trying to hold my ground. You see, when my opponent go backwards, that's a win for me because he got nowhere to go forward. Even when he passed the ball backwards, that's a win for me. You guys see, look how I'm holding my ground. Yeah, I managed to get a ball there. If you guys see. Because I'm defending properly. There, big mistake from me. Look here. How do you prevent this? That's why I said you don't want to lose the ball in a wrong area. Watch here. What I could have done here. Let's go back. Guys, that's why I say this is not the attacking video. This is the defending video. But, yeah, I have the ball. What I could have do? I could have quickly, maybe ball roll this direction, quickly pass to him. That's how you see also when you're attacking, you need to think ahead. Because look, I put myself in a dangerous position here. Instead, also, I could have go into this empty space and just recycle a ball. You understand? And that mistake could have been prevented. But instead, I never do that. Pass there. It bounced back. My opponent gets the ball. End up scoring. No, almost ended up scoring. So you guys see, you guys don't want to make those kind of mistakes. That almost resulted in a goal. See, I'm trying to be proactive with my defending, but here and there, I am reactive. I don't switch in time, which you guys mustn't do that. You guys must always think ahead. See, trying to defend in numbers. Look, I'm applying pressure. Always trying to defend with two players. Always, always. Trying to switch in time. Look, checking out the other players. Not giving my opponent time. Yeah, I overcommit. Also try not to overcommit, guys. You understand what I'm saying, guys? Okay, going backwards. Thinking what my opponent's going to do. Holding my ground. Okay, switching with that player there. Going backwards, covering my opponent's other player, covering the passing lane. Waiting for my opponent to make a move. Applying pressure, switching back and forth. Now, my opponent switches with that player. I'm holding my ground. Almost managed to get the ball. Now, let's see what I do here. You guys see also what I'm saying. It's not about chasing the ball. You guys see, it's about blocking angles. Like, look here. I'm running. I anticipated right. I'm running in the right position. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm blocking that angle. Look. It's a difficult angle for my opponent to score. So he ends up not scoring. Now let's see what I do here. Okay, switching back and forth. Thinking what my opponent's going to do. See, running diagonally. Make a video on that separately very soon. Let's see. Okay, there was a little bit reactive. I never switch in time. Okay, there I switched in time. I'm proactive. Let's see, did I check the passing lane where my opponent's passing? Holding my ground, waiting for my opponent to come to me, being patient. There, I went in for the tackle. I got the ball. You see, when you're patient, patience, waiting for my opponent to do something. I went in and I got the ball. You guys see, patience. You guys need to be patient in this game, but you guys also need to remember to apply pressure. But when you apply pressure, you need to come back to cover the passing lane. Now look here, my opponent, he doesn't know what to do because of the pressure there. I managed to get a ball from him. I anticipated it. Now let's see here what I do. Okay, running diagonally. Checking, you see again. You guys see? Covering the passing lane. I just switch for this player here. So my opponent can't really make a pass into that player there of his. See, I close down that options. You always want to close down options for your opponent. You always want to do that. Now let's see. I left myself in a little bit of trouble here. Here. Wait, let's just see what I did wrong. See, not being proactive. Instead, you guys want to see who's the most dangerous player in your opponent's team. Now it was this player here. Instead, I wasn't proactive with my defending. I never switch in time and leaves that huge hole. You know what I'm saying? So you want to be proactive. You want to switch in time. You don't want to make a mistake like that. Now look, my RB is out of position. And here, look at the space my opponent has to exploit. Now if I had to be proactive and switch with my RB in time, my RB could have been here and he wouldn't have had that space to exploit. So you guys don't want to be reactive. You guys want to be proactive. Look, I wasn't proactive there and look what happened. It leaves my CB in trouble. And yeah, it looks like I'm not using partial team press. I think so you double press R1 and all of your players will cover your opponent's players. No partial team press. And look, no one did check that. See, no one's checking. I'm not checking the main player who my opponent. Oh wait, I did use partial team press. You see, when all is green, arrows appear. But what happened here? I just want to check. I just want to see, what did I double press? Okay, it looks like it is R1. Okay. But I never checked that player there. You see, I was thinking he was going to pass to this player here. You know what I'm saying? And no one's checking this player. That's how you see you need to run back with your CDMs. You're not, or else you need to, in your tactics, you need to keep both your CDMs on holding in the instructions. No one's checking that player there. And my tactics, I need to change it. I need to keep it like my CDMs, they must be on holding. Let's see. That's how I ended up conceding because of my tactical instructions. Also my defending. Now let's see here. You guys see what your RBs, with your fullbacks, you don't want to bring them out of position. I never lose the ball there. But you see, if you lose the ball with your fullbacks, look at the space your opponent will have to exploit. You see? Look at all of the space, and which gives this player here a big job. So you guys see, everyone in the team plays a role and everyone needs to do their job properly. You guys controlling the game, you guys need to make each player do their job properly. And everything what I say about losing the ball with your CBs, losing the ball with your RBs, please make sure not to. Okay, you checking out the runners, going back, trying to be proactive here. I just want to go over the mistakes. So you guys saw the mistake what I made with my first goal when my opponent ended up scoring. Holding my ground. Oh, how did this look like this was a finesse shot? That's how you see, guys, if you guys are too passive. Here, you see, guys, looks like the long shots are working. So you see here, I was too passive. Instead with this player, I should have, boom, apply pressure on him. Because why? If he tried to make a pass to this player here, then I can switch to him. You guys see, that's why I also make mistakes. I was too passive. Let's see this here. Too passive. And you guys see my anticipation was wrong there. That's why I see anticipation is very important. You guys see, instead, I should have gone this side and apply pressure on him instead of going that side. What am I doing that side? Why am I going that side? Am I trying to cover this player here? But my CB already got him. You see, stupid defensive awareness. Never apply pressure on him. You guys see, I should have go immediately and apply pressure on him. And then I gave him a chance, and look at the big gap. Look at a big gap he has to shoot. Look at a space. You don't want to do this to your opponent and give your opponent space like this. Look, I ended up conceding there. So you guys see, you guys don't want to do stupid things like this here, guys. If you see your opponent's body language in a certain way, trying to do a finesse shot or a travella, just make sure you cover that pass. You apply him under pressure. Passive and aggressive defending is very important, and I wasn't aggressive there. I was too passive. Okay, switching in time, I managed to get a ball there. Safety. Now let's see. I think so. I ended up scoring here. Let's look at my opponent's mistakes. He's running back. He's being too passive. Being too passive. And he's not defending with his CDMs. See, where's the CDMs? And look at the amount of space I have. That's why I say in this game, you guys need to keep both your CMs or your CDMs on holding. Because look where they are. And look, I have nice free space to exploit. You guys see? So that's a mistake. His tactical instructions. And look, my opponent never anticipated in time. Pass to that player. That's how you guys need to look at a whole virtual pitch. Pass to him, my opponent never anticipated in time. He was reactive instead of being proactive in his defense and ended up scoring. So you guys see reactive versus proactive defending. You guys want to be proactive in your defense. Now let's see. My opponent switching time. Is he checking the runners? Yes, yes, he is. Let's see what I do here. See, and my opponent's being too passive in his defense. Too passive. Switching too late. Now let's see what I do here. Is he checking my other players? Okay, switching time. He's proactive there. Let's see, is he checking the other players? Anticipation is wrong. You guys see? Look, this player here is again behind. That's why the tactical instructions keep it on holding rather. Because look, again, my player has ample amount of space to defend. And switch to your CMs quick as possible and bring them back. Bring your CMs back. Because you see, where's this a CM slash a CDM? Look where he is and look at the amount of space I have. So you guys don't want to make this mistake. Switch with your CDMs and bring them back to protect your goal. Look, never anticipate in time. And also here, look, let's look. Could he prevent us? Okay, he's anticipating, right? But you see, he's overcommitting and he's not being patient. Not being patient. You see, he run more this side instead of holding his ground. If he had to hold his ground, it'll be much more harder for me to exploit the space. You don't want to give your opponent space. He gave me space and ended up scoring there. And you guys see, I'm ahead in this game. I'm going to show you guys the other mistake I made in that year when I was defending. Okay, switching in time. Okay, I managed to get a ball there. Okay, that's good. Here's the big mistake. That's why I say, go into the empty space. What? How stupid is this? Look at the space here, guys. And that's how I ended up losing this game. Why am I running into traffic? Why? Don't do that, guys. Don't run into traffic. You see your opponent, my opponent is here. Why am I running here? Ask myself the question. And don't do this. Learn from this mistake. Instead, you want to go here. Look how much of options here. This player is free. This player is free. This player is free. If I look at a radar, also I can just kick the ball up if I haven't got any other options. Instead, look at my left stick. I take a touch into my opponent. That's how I ended up conceding. And it's too late. You don't want to do stupid things like that. And that's how I ended up losing. You know what I'm saying? So guys, you always want to look for the empty space. Always learn from all of these mistakes, guys. Learn from all of these mistakes. Please, guys. Please. Anyway, the second man press, also use it mindfully. Learn about anticipation, guys. Anticipate in time. Be proactive instead of being reactive in your defense. And run diagonally. Apply pressure. on your opponent and cover passing lanes. Be passive and aggressive. Apply pressure and come back. And hold your ground. Don't overcommit. You guys see, and don't run into your opponent's players, especially with your CBs, what your RBs, because look how it cost me a goal and ended up losing this game. Anyways, guys, let's end this video right here, guys. Now, if you want to learn about right stick switching, which is very important, click on this video, what appears on the top right corner. Anyways, guys, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.